Alright guys, here we are. First Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report I'm doing. Hopefully do a lot more after this. Really enjoy the game. See, we have a 3,000 point tournament here at Gigabytes Gaming Cafe in Marietta, Georgia. Big community here. We've got I want to say over 24 players here at this 3,000 point tournament. Tables everywhere, people everywhere, models everywhere. It was a great time. Here we go. We've got game one. I'm playing Orcs and Goblins. And I'm playing against High Elves. This is set up because you can still see he hasn't placed his characters yet. This is a meeting engagement game. I only had only rolled 1-1 for the Immortals, and Grimgor would be going into the Immortal units, but he can't be on the table without them, so I just held him off with them. And yeah, so what we're looking at, my army here from left to right, is a Spear Chukka, a Wolf Chariot, a Ragnarok, a Mangler Squig, 5 Wolf Riders with spears. Down the back you see a Rock Lava, a horde of savages with a Black Orc BSB, and a level 4 Shaman with Shrunken Head and Fencer's Blades. Then you have a Boar Chariot right there in the middle of the savages, and the Night Goblin Bust. Night Goblin Bust is a level 2 with a scroll. The Mangler Squig right behind the Night Goblin, see a Spear Chukka, and even behind that is a Doom Diva. And on the far side of that building, which is a haunted mansion, you see 5 more Wolf Riders. Now, all these cards you see on the tables describe what the terrain is. Well played to tournament organizer putting all that up. However, you're going to see me get screwed by some terrain in these in game 2 and game 3. But this ruins right here in the middle of my army. We're playing the right one as the haunted mansion. The one in the middle we're playing as just a building. There's a fence right here in the front left, and that brick barrier is actually the one that's -1 to hit. Any Blessed Bulwark, I believe it's called, anyone to hit. So elves with their high weapon skill and the light coven list, which he's playing, I could be in a lot of trouble trying to swing if he gets a defensive position. But let's go over his list. We have a eagle on the left, another eagle, some archers, big horde of spear elves, a unit of sword masters, and behind them you're going to see all these characters get placed. And back there is 2 level 2s, a BSB, and Teclis. He keeps them out of the unit, which is risky. You only get the 4-up ward save, but and I've got to target them. I've got to get that down. So we'll see what happens. Big block of around 30. I want to say around 30 Phoenix Guard, an eagle behind them, another unit of sword masters, a unit of archers, and then another eagle. Set up. Let's see. Here's another photo looking down the line. Just get my army going, army painted. Let's see here. And turn 1, he did not roll a 6, so he did not quote-unquote steal the initiative. However, I failed 3 of my 4 animosities. I failed the wolves on the left, I failed the Night Goblins, and I failed the wolves on the right. So the wolves on the right actually rolled 2-1, so they had to move forward, couldn't charge because they vanguarded. But so they're sitting there, as you see, they pretty much bounced off the eagle. Put the Mangler right in front of the Phoenix Guard, sent the Boar Chariot right into the swordsman just to try and whittle those guys down. Mangler moves up on the left, rolled really low. I actually moved the Ragnarok back and moved the Wolf Chariot there to see, because I knew his eagle was going to be flying towards that Rock Lava. I attempted to charge with the Savages, needed like an 11 or boxcars, didn't get it. And the Night Goblins, they had to charge and failed their charge, thank God. And didn't go too far. And bringing in Grimgor, in hindsight I should have brought him in where you see the Ragnarok and the Chariot, but wanted to buff up this flank. I like the matchup of the Spearmen versus the Savages. I know I'll just win combat res, at least definitely round 1, but not with that barrier. So I don't know, I'm just kind of hanging out waiting on the Grimgor to move up. And let's see here what else happens. Oh, okay, so his turn 1, I did nothing in Magic, by the way. I don't have Foot of Gork. Yeah, he shut everything down. So he double charges the wolves over here, and they will flee off the board. And that's one of the that is the only special thing about this scenario. It's meeting engagement, and you get extra points for causing an opponent unit to flee off the board. You get an extra tactical point. So say you get a massacre and you get 25 points, and you made one flea off. I believe you are then sitting at 28. So it's a big deal, and it's probably on the other tables that really mattered for undead, playing against undead armies. You know, demons. What are you going to do? You're not going to make them flee. So a little something to think about there. The here in the middle, you see his swordsman and Phoenix Guard moved up a bit. I'll take us another photo to show you what happened. So he declared a charge on my Night Goblins with the middle swordsman, who, by the way, shredded that chariot. But I killed the back rank with impact hits. I held. He sent in the far right, top of the screen, swordsman, and I held. And then he sent in the Phoenix Guard, and I fled. So that's 2 failed charges on the Swordmasters, and the Phoenix Guard did not catch me. They did bump into the Mangler, didn't take many wounds, and the Mangler's gone. And this is before regular moves. That eagle you see right there is actually going to be behind this building, behind the savages, out of line of sight of my chariot, so he's going to get a turn 3 charge on, turn 2 charge on the Rock Lobber. And yeah, so what you see is what you get. His magic, I had 1 dispel dice to his 8, and he failed 2 of his spells. It was really miserable. But here's top of 2. Sorry about the light, and you'll see a few bad photos. I'll get better at that, I hope. Move the Wolf Riders here to the flank. Move the Ragnarok a little bit. Move the Mangler up to where if I can hit the flank of those spearmen, I'm going to go right through his light coven. And all I need is that Mangler to survive. And sort of turn my savages a little bit, moved them back. Rallied with the Night Goblins. Went into Horde formation just to give Grimgor a little bit extra room to move up. He didn't have much. And I tried to get Hand of Gork through, and he stopped it. As you can see in the top right, that the Goblin Wolf Riders are completely gone, and that red marble you see on Teclis is where I did a few wounds, and the Doomdiver did some more wounds to the Swordmasters. So he's down to 5 models, so we can't. I think he can still do a Lookout Sword with one of them, but I'm not sure they can all do it. So we go to turn 2, his turn 2, he makes this charge. He puts his archers in the building here. They're going to take the hits from the Haunted Mansion. Might as well get the benefit of being stubborn in the building. Turns everything as you see, moves the Phoenix Guard back behind the barrier. And, his magic phase, he puts, not Itchy Nuisance, what's the net of Amnok or whatever, the strength test on my Night Goblin. So that's, if I really don't get Hand of Gork through, it's going to be a big deal. And here is the top of 3, and I'm showing you how before I had charged these Wolf Riders, those 10 archers and the archers in the building all shot at the Mangler Squig. He was not in line of sight with his mages, so he couldn't do any magic missiles to it. But I kid you not, he rolled at least 18 dice to wound. He hit at least 18 times, and he only got 1 wound through. It was absolutely nuts. And so here I am. All I need to do is not roll triples, and this Mangler can do work. And he does do work, as you see. He popped right through. He hit 2 level 2 mages, hit Teclis, and hit those swordsmen, and did like 5 wounds to the spear elves. Killed every character, and he touched and killed the swordmasters. So that was a ton of points eaten by the Mangler. And honestly, that's just tough luck, man. Move the Ragnarok up here to be a flank. And next photo. Yep, I forced through Hand of Gork. Got the Black Orcs here. However, lost my wizard in the process. Rolled double 6s, rolled a 4, and then rolled a 3. So my wizard and a few of my savages are gone. However, I lost a level 4, he lost Teclis, and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, his BSB's even gone, so that will come into play later. This chariot kills the eagle with impact hits and overruns to defend the Doomdiver on the far right, who the other eagle is sizing up. And these wolves fear elves, fail, lose 2 models, and flee. And he does not choose to chase. And here it is, top of... Oh, I'm wrong. I think it's bottom of 3. No, sorry, top of 3. I'm completely wrong. It's the middle of 3. It's about to be his turn. and this is before charges are made. And these are after charges are made. He sent his Spearman in. He sent his Swordsman and Phoenix Guard in, and the one mage that's left has the Steel Dispel dice, and he's also got Time Warp in the signature. And so, let's see what happens. What you're looking at is he chose to do the Spearman combat first, and yeah, you're seeing all those dead spear elves over there by my Mangler behind his lines and those dead savages. And I win combat by 1, I believe, and he was on an 8, and he failed it. And no BSB rerolls, and I chase him down. And unfortunately, he chose this combat first too, because it put me right into. I was able to clip his Frenzied Savage Orcs, clip the Phoenix Guard, and this is about to be bloody. I declare I'm using extra hand weapons with my Black Orcs. They're elves, they're tough 3, only heavy armor on each, and my strength 5 first round of combat is going to wreck it. I'm weapon skill 5, he's still getting rerolls, hitting me on either 4s or 3s, I can't remember. But, yep. This is after all the wounds, and as you see on the top right, he concedes after this, because I was able to kill the Swordmasters outright, and the Phoenix Guard fled, failed their leadership test, fled, and I was able to run them down too. So now it would just be clean up on the two, the one eagle that's left, and the 2 archer units. And so, massacre to the Orcs and Goblins. Tough luck with that Mangler Squig. And good game to my opponent. We'll see you again on game number 2.